How to Cap Overhead Welds. Grand Rising family, Grand Rising, your welding coach, Black Phoenix checking in. And today, we got one of our students here. He's actually from Blytheville. Shout out to Blytheville, Arkansas. And we're in Little Rock, Arkansas right now. And he's working on his overhead test. And he's actually about to cap it. This is his first cap stringer bead. And I just wanted to say, when you're capping your welds, it's always better to run stringers than try to run weaves if you're not comfortable. And certain tests actually require you to just run stringers because it just keeps you from having any type of flaws or not hesitating in one area to make the weld not be, cosmetically appear right, because an inspector can fail it if it exceeds past his expectations of, how much weld need to be on the plate, which is, they want to have about an 1/8 inch off the plate. So you don't want to have a big glob of weld on the plate, because you can fail the visual test. So, for those who are spending their money, majority of these tests right now, there are no less than $150 all the way up to $600 or more, depends on what test you are taking. We're going to dive in. Look at his first one up here real quick. Ooh, looks good, family. Y'all see it? Tied straight in, and you see, even put his line in it. So that way he gonna work all the way over to that line. And then he'll be finished capping that part of the weld. So that's great. So, you got your stages. Cleanliness is next to godliness, family. Keep that in mind. Always clean between each pass. And take your time too, fam. Just remember, we was laughing the other day. We got us a code word. We ain't gonna tell y'all what our code word for test is. We're gonna keep this, it's a personal thing. But we got a code word. We don't even say test no more. We ain't even using tests no more. That's just because people tend to have a little anxiety and you feel some type of way. I was messing with one of my guys. He was welding good on his plate. Got ready to take the test. I'm like, hey, man, who you brought over here to do this? It's like two different people. You know what I'm saying? But it was all based on him being uncomfortable and getting a little anxious doing that test, fam. It's just an everyday walk in the park. If you can run them regular stringer beads overhead and tie them in good, you can do the same with the test, fam. The main thing you want to do is just to make sure you stay tight. Stay tight. Just keep this in mind. Your gap, your angle, your travel speed. Gap, angle, travel speed. Keep that in mind while you're learning how to weld, family. It's going to make the process a whole lot easier. And everybody hold their rods different too. Just notice how he got a straight up and down. Some people tilt theirs a little bit and have the fire going in front of them. But if you keep a real tight arc, you see it ain't really dropping a whole lot of sparks, just a little bit. He's able to see everything. He's tying it in pretty good. Get a good close-up on him. And I got to say this, family. Always remember to run your next weld, your next stringer on the toe, not the face, but the toe of the next weld. So that way you can actually cut that weld in half, at least in half, or, you at least want to cut it in half or 3/4 of a way. It's fine, no more than 3/4 of a way, but half is what you're looking for. And he's using 7018 rods. He's running about 90 amps, 332nd rods. We're gonna dive in. Let us check out, see what he got going real quick, see if we can see. All right, you see, he got that one in. So the goal is to tie right into those. So he probably got 2 more, you think? At least 2 more. And as you see, he's using this soapstone to mark his line. There's nothing wrong with that. Actually, it's great if you feel like that while you're doing it, you'll get sidetracked and can't see exactly where the toe is. Go on and mark it real good, and that way it'll disappear as you weld, but it'll allow you to see your line and keep getting sidetracked. Because remember, this is a test, and you want it to be, you want the cosmetics of the last result of your cap to look as best as you can. So it's always good just to take your time and just, just run it. Don't be in no rush. And like I say, normally on these overhead tests, this is a 3/8 coupon, you'll end up having 3 to 4 stringers on your cap. So I want to give you some tips on the stick welding also, because someone had asked me about where is the fastest way to dive into employment to make some money. Now, stick welding is always going to be around with construction, pipelining, repairs. So it depends on how you want to dive into it. If you want to get into the construction field to work on bridges and repairs, or if you want to be in refineries or certain plants and doing repairs with stick welding, and structural companies that do ironworking, building, stick welding is always going to be a plus out there. But they also use flux core, which is actually what he'll be doing next. Once he finishes this test, he'll be starting flux core today. So just remember, you want to take your time, clean as good as you can, and keep it moving. We're gonna look into it, see what he got going. Okay, like he got one more. He got one more. You might, if it ain't one, you might have one more. But see how he's stacking them? Because we had this one right here we had to clean up, so he's going across it. So he might have one more. It might be the only one though. You might be able to finish it with that one. See how it go. You might be able to, because it almost looked like he might have one more, then it might be finished with that one. Yeah. Well, bees look good. You see what the line is? Yeah, you might be right. Yeah, well, actually, you're going to be all right, but you got to point it at the toe of this and make sure you hit that toe. So that's the only reason I say, because you see it's kind of over there. But it looks like you probably can still do one if you run a little slow. A little slower, not real fast. Don't go real fast, though. I would go a little slower to make it spread. It probably, yeah. Who knows? It might be one might do it. One might do it. It all depends on how fast you go. But you're doing good on the travel speed though. So pretty much what you're doing, that speed you're using right now, that's what I would put back on it. Okay. Yeah, use that same speed. That way, because it looks like the welds look pretty, they look pretty good. So I use, yeah. One probably do that. Use that same speed and take your time, and I think it should be nice. But it looks real good, man. I'm talking about, he's tying the man, fam. He's doing great, fam. He's doing great. I love to motivate him, let him know, hey, everything gonna be all right. Don't worry about it. We're gonna keep it moving. We working this thing together. I'm in here with him. So anything that we can fix an error, because with this test, this D1.1 test, you can use a grinder. So, we don't want to be grinders, we want to be welders, but we need to be sufficient with the grinder. So at least if you do have an issue, you can correct it and fix it without damaging the plate, messing up the plate, and gabbing back into it. But I will say this, if those who want to do the bridges, that's a D1.5 unlimited test. You can't use any power tools. So you have to take your time and clean it real good with the brush and a small scraper or something on the sides. But normally on those, you're just going to do an uphill. It's going to be an uphill unlimited. And I actually got that cert, by the way.
See how it look good?
Dude, my dude, he did it, man. He did it, boy. All 10 stuff. I think he need. Listen, I think he need a show. Listen, like the fight. He been in here fighting. Come on, coach, he did it. Sneak behind you, like, hey, you done did it, man. Hey, boy, when I tell you that's good, fam, that's damn good, fam. I'm gonna let y'all see if we're gonna tie it in. Hey, you feel good about this one, man? He tied it in good. I'm gonna make sure that I get a good photo because I know that this glare, you can kind of hardly see. So hopefully y'all can see, but he tied it in pretty good, fam. Welds look good, like my guy did well. So I'm gonna make sure I post a picture in the community so y'all can kind of see what he did. But hey, my guy did well, fam. And we're about to get him started on flux core, man. Hey, he did it. We're proud of him, man. Y'all be blessed. We out. Hold on.